Lesson 3, Design to Change the World. Part 3. Can you imagine life without electricity? If it were not for electricity, your lives would be completely different. However, more than 2 billion people throughout the world live without electricity. Many of them use kerosene lamps for light, but the lamps give off harmful fumes and do not provide sufficient light for working or studying. Also, the cost of using kerosene every day is a heavy burden on the family budget. これがまさにそのケロシンランプですね。So, we cannot imagine the life without electricity. And if it were not for electricity, 電気がなかったならば、our lives would be completely different. But more than 2 billion people throughout the world live without electricity. So what are they doing? They are using the kerosene lamps for light. But this lamp gives off harmful fumes and do not provide enough light for working or studying. And also, the cost is very high. The cost of using this lamp every day is a very heavy burden on the family budget. Some Goldman, an American who was living and working as a volunteer in a village in Benin, a country in West Africa, understood this problem. One day, there was an incident in the village, which had no electricity. A kerosene lamp had started a fire which burned down his neighbor's house, and the 12-year-old boy was badly burned. This incident spurred Goldman to develop a safe and cost-efficient lantern. He took a course at Stanford University geared to designing products for people in developing countries. Through the course, he developed a solar-powered lantern, which he called the Kiran Solar Lantern. This lantern can provide up to 8 hours of light when it is fully charged and does not require any fuel. So he is Sam Goldman, and he was a volunteer in Benin. At that village, the children were studying with the lamp. However, the incident occurred, and the 12-year-old boy was badly injured. So, this incident spurred Goldman to develop a safe and cost-efficient lantern. So he went to Stanford University. And finally, he developed a solar-powered lantern, and he called that lantern the Kira Solar Lantern. This Kira Solar Lantern is a solar-powered lantern, and also it provides up to 8 hours of light, and it does not require any fuel. This lantern has provided 2 million people in over 40 countries throughout the world with a new source of light. Now children have a better study environment. This lantern is much brighter than the kerosene lamp, says one 14-year-old girl in India. Now we are more interested in studying. There is another benefit. Since the lantern has allowed people to work longer hours at night, their monthly incomes have increased. So, children are now using this lantern and they can study with that lantern. This lantern is now used in over 40 countries by 2 million people throughout the world. So now children are studying, and this lantern is much brighter than the kerosene lamp, which is very dangerous. 2 million people in over 40 countries are using this, and this gives a better study environment to students. And now this lantern has allowed people to work longer hours, and now their income has increased.